What is up, everyone? We are back for part 2 of my Honda CRF230F dirt bike build. It's only been a few days since the last video. I went ahead and got the bike torn the rest of the way down. There's just one bolt holding in the back, and then I'll show you what I did for the foot pegs. But the whole point of this is we're trying to keep costs down, but make the bike look good and even perform a little better. So let's get into it. Alright, so you're probably wondering whether the dirt bike's on the ground right now. The stand's right there. I do have a stand, but the way it sits on the stand, it's there's too much weight up front, so it doesn't sit on right. It's not very stable. But I went ahead and pulled off all these covers. That's the starter, the valve cover, the chain guard, and a few other things in the back. There's one bolt that holds the whole back on, and then I took off these little adjusters right here. I'll go show you guys all the paint match stuff in a minute. Then the foot pegs, there's just a cotter pin, and then this pin just pulls out, and then there's like this little spring thing right here. You just got to get the pin through that. But these are super easy to install. The handlebar hold downs right here, those are out right now, so the handlebars aren't on. These bolts are going to get polished with a Dremel, not painted. We still need to tap these holes so the exhaust can go back on, and then we have our brake peg I got up back too. But yeah, this is what we got so far. Got both tires off. And then these are just a bunch of old parts. Old foot pegs. The old foot pegs compared to the new ones are insane. Look at that difference. These ones are way more sharp. Alright, so out back here, we have been doing all the priming and painting. These are the fork housings. Those are pretty cool. And then that is the shield on the front. These are the tops of the forks. Handlebar mounts, just all of our levers, exhaust shields, and plates, and all that stuff. It's going to be red. It's going to look pretty sweet. I'm putting a layer of clear over all this just to help the life stay in it a little longer. The exhaust shield, that is not high heat paint, so it's probably not going to stick, but it's no big deal. It's better than what it was. Alright, so we're at a point now where I'm going to go ahead and get the front forks on. The paint turned out absolutely amazing on these. I'm going to wait on the boots because it's going to be easier once it's on the dirt bike. But I need to get this thing back on the stand first, and then we'll put on the forks. Uh-oh. Need a non-slip stand. I should also introduce you guys to Clutch, our shop chicken. I had a poll on Instagram, and Clutch is the name that was the most liked. Weird little bird, but yeah, we have a shop chicken now. Alright, so I just got the first fork on just to show you guys what we're doing. I'm not sure how deep this is supposed to sit down in there, so I'll have to look that up and adjust that, but or go back and look at my own video. But these don't have to be lined up because this can just turn like that. So we'll get the other fork on and then get the tire on. Alright, we just got the front tire on and the front forks tightened up, and they look pretty good actually. I need to get the brakes on still, and then I'll get the boots tightened. Then we'll get the rest of the front put back together. Side of the engine over here, we're pretty much done on this side. I need to get the back tire on still. Not looking forward to that. It's kind of annoying, but I got all this stuff right there laid out. You got to line up all the brakes and stuff. On this side, we still need to tap these broken bolts out. Might have to re-drill the holes completely, but don't know if I'm doing that in this video or saving it till the next video, but let's just get the front done first. The bike is almost completely done. Still need to get these boots hooked up all the way, and I need to zip tie this brake line. I think I'm going to go like right there just to keep it out of the way. But overall, it looks extremely good. Still need to get the front on, but I'm going to go drive it around the yard and make sure it doesn't explode. Alright, I just drove it around the yard a little bit. The reason I actually left these loose is so I can see if there's any oil leaking out, and we are all good. So I will go ahead and get those things fastened down, get the front fender on. This button needs tightened down. I rerouted the wire behind there. But I'll get that tightened back down, and then I need to recheck the brake nut because it's been having some issues. It backs off randomly. So I put some Loctite on it. If that doesn't work, I'll do a jam nut. But yeah, it's about time to go throw on my gear and go try it out. All right, I'm all geared up, and we are out back. We have 40 acres back here that I can just ride around freely on, so that's pretty cool. Uh, Already, just driving out here, the shock difference is so much. Like, it's so smooth. I don't know what weight oil was in the other shocks, but this is, I think, 5, and it's supposed to be a lot smoother, and it definitely is. It's very, very nice oil. So we're just gonna ride it around, make sure it doesn't explode. Hopefully everything's tightened, because if the tire falls off, I'm gonna probably die. All right, we're in the back right now, about to do some testing. I got off to set the camera up, and this bike looks 1,000 times better. Like, just some simple red color match. Up here on the handlebars, got a few pieces in there. The heat shield is not on the exhaust yet. I don't want to mess with those bolts. We got our brackets and stuff. Hopefully that back bolt holds. Everything looks tight. It felt good on the way out here. The forks, that is a major difference. The boots being up, and then those being red, that looks 1,000 times better than what it did. And it doesn't leak anymore. All right, I just absolutely ripped on this bike for about half an hour. I did jumps, wheelies, pretty much anything you can imagine, and it held up amazing. There's no oil leaking out anywhere. That's promising, and the shocks feel so much better. I'm so glad I got to that finally. But that's going to be it for today's video. Yeah, I need to tighten that up. It's fine. That's going to be it for today's video. Next video, I'm planning on a little exhaust modification, as well as the heat shield, a cheap graphics kit, and then I got something cool planned for the front. So hopefully I can make all that happen. That video should be out like May 17th, I'd say. Don't even know what the date is now. But that's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching. See you later.